And welcome back to the journey to the FarLands. Let's check what I've got here. Okay, it looks like I'm all good to go. So, oh, that was the wrong button. Break out of here. Have a look over here. Okay, no unpleasant neighbors. So we'll just kind of swing by this way, head west. Swat a chicken just for the heck of it. Walk past our redundant boat. It's redundant because it's there and we don't need it. Anyway, we're progressing on here. Let's see. Speaking of progress, let me grab my notes. The world size, we're up to 196 megabytes as reported by Windows. And Minecraft is reporting 194.48. 196.48, yes. And so it's progressing. We seem to be gaining at a fairly steady pace for every 2-day episode. Making reasonably good progress, I think. Let's see. Earlier this afternoon, TFC Modcraft Season 2, Episode 4 was uploaded. And the only teaser I'll give you is the title, and that is An Explosive Adventure. I'll just let the title speak for itself. But I can't. What I can say about it that isn't a spoiler per se, maybe a little bit, but not really, is that I do believe that I've gotten that series now to the point where it's pretty much past the most, if not all, of the basic getting started stuff in Minecraft. And I think it will start picking up and moving a little quicker. We'll start getting into actually using some of the mod stuffs and starting to build things. And so on. And I expect some of that to be, well, in fact, I know some of that is already engaged because I've already recorded episode 5. And the progress is starting to happen. And that hill looks to be epically huge, so let's see if I can get up here where I can actually have a shot of going around it. Sort of. Just billy goat my way up the side of this thing. All right. There we go. Head up here. That was close. I was jumping away from it just in time. And yes, I'm not unpeaceful. But then again, if I had been unpeaceful, he wouldn't have been there. I don't know why I get so concerned about that. I never have been before. Whether people thought I was unpeaceful or not, because I don't know. Anyway, our explosive friend. Speaking of an explosive adventure, speaking of explosive adventures. Okay. But our explosive adventure has rewarded us with a pretty good vista. And I say a pretty good vista because it's not a Windows vista. Haha. Okay, that was awful. Okay, there's a way down, one way or another. All right, there we go. They don't call them creepers for nothing. I'll say that. Oh. Okay. All right. I'm down. And we're out of that accursed woods. Okay. The epic mountain of explosion. Or something like that, I guess. In the meanwhile, speaking of Minecraft kind of things, Minecon, I believe, is happening next weekend. And there are, of course, a large number of people going to that, Minecon in Paris. It sounds like it's going to be an interesting time. Who knows? Maybe I'll get to go to Minecon next year, wherever they end up holding it. Last year it was Las Vegas, and this year they're doing it in Paris. I wonder where they're going to pick next time. Anyway, moving along here. Let's see, we have the pig cliffs of Minecraft, I guess. In other Minecraftish kind of things, in terms of the Minecraft video series that I'm doing, I need to, I think, come up with some kind of a schedule, because as much as I like doing the TFC Modcraft thing and the Remembering Beta and the Wild Workbench and so on, what I need to do is work out some kind of a schedule so that not only will everyone else know when a particular series is supposed to appear, but that way I will know when the next episode of something is supposed to show up. Because I'm getting a lot of stuff recorded, and like with TFC Modcraft, I've put out 4 episodes in like, what, 4 days now, and that's great, but it means that everything else is kind of suffering a little bit, not being out as much. And then of course there's Kerbal Space Program. I'd like to have that show up a little bit more regularly. So I'm going to be spending the next day or two trying to figure out some kind of a schedule that has all of these things happening, in addition to my main world, my main Minecraft world, the TFC's Adventures in Minecraft. I want to have that happening more regularly as well. And I think that the boat ride is over. That's going to just close up. Yeah, it did. So we'll just break that. And the only reason I broke the boat right now is because I've suddenly gotten used to the fact that in 1.4 point whatever, when you break a boat, you actually get a boat back now instead of planks and sticks. Which is great, but oh well. I guess it's recycling the materials into the next boat. Anyway, speaking of Kerbal Space Program, I saw their live stream earlier today, KSP TV on twitch.tv. Okay, I'm not sure if that's the exact channel name. I'll have to look that up and put that in the description. And it's coming on nighttime, so we'll just go ahead and get ready to do that. All right, and let's see. Okay, the KSP Livestream, they showed some really cool stuff in that because they had the development version of 0.18 running, and they showed some really cool features, like there's this new navigational planning system that they've put into it that lets you actually, it works very much like a flight planner. You can plan your flights and plan your maneuvers, and even stack several maneuvers along a flight path. And it basically, once you plan the thing, it shows you what your projected orbit would be like and where you would end up and like how close you would be to a rendezvous. It lets you select a target and then adjust your orbital, adjust maneuvers until you actually meet up with that target the way you want to. And then it paints a marker on the nav ball that shows you what orientation to have your ship turned to, and gives you a countdown for when to begin your burn, tells you how much delta V that you will need to burn, and so on, in order to achieve your desired goal. You can, and if you don't get close enough on your first burn, you can always add in another maneuver and do a mid-course correction. And it's really cool. I saw him use that. The guy who was doing the stream, he used it to start up a flight that he planned an orbital maneuver. He managed to very easily, a lot more easily than you can do now, without any add-ons, without any mods, to rendezvous with a space station and dock with it. And yes, I did say docking, because they've made it clear and demonstrated that 0.18 of KSP will have full-on docking. And I'm definitely looking forward to that. I can just imagine the degree of space station that is being built, that will be built once that comes out. I'm already working on a few ideas myself, and I really can hardly wait for that to come out. The only difficult part will be tearing myself away from playing with it long enough to actually make a video using it. But I don't think that should be too awfully much of a problem. It's just a matter of start fraps and go. And honestly, I'm thinking right now that once I get upgraded to 0.18, whenever it does finally come out, that I'll just get it installed, start fraps, and figure it out live on video, so to speak. Live on video. You mean recorded on video? Well, I don't know. Do you? Anyway, all this oddball talking to myself aside, it looks really great. They've got some really awesome stuff coming, and just the parts that they're showing is really genuinely awesome. And doggone it, the phone's ringing. I'll be right back. Seamless transition. Well, sort of, kind of. Let's see. Where was I? Okay. I hate telemarketer phone calls. It throws my concentration completely off and has done a masterful job of blowing completely out of the water what I was thinking. And I especially hate phone calls where you answer the phone and a recording starts talking to you, which means you can't even give somebody your 2 cents worth, you know, you can't, there isn't even anybody to cuss out, you know, because you're being talked to by a recording that really it doesn't matter if you cuss it out because it's not listening to you. You know, it's only programmed to understand when you press 1 for English or press 2 to answer this question or whatever, you know, and I really hate those things. And I really wish that they were outlawed. And before anybody suggests the do not call list, I have to say that the National Do Not Call Registry is a freaking joke, because I am on that list and I have moved to put myself on that list several times, and it has yielded me absolutely no relief at all from the constant barrage of unwanted automated phone calls. And so that's pretty much about the size of that. And what's really bad is they always seem to call right when I'm in the middle of something, and I can't just simply not answer the phone, because it is at least always possible that it could be important in some way, that I would actually need to receive the call, and I'm not going to know until I actually answer the thing. And well, there you have it. And I'm sure somebody else out there started to say, but you could use caller ID. Yes, I could if I had it. I do not at this moment have caller ID. I some time ago, in an effort to keep my phone bill down, I had everything, and I do mean everything, that wasn't basic telephone service turned off. And at some point I may add caller ID back in. As if I add anything in, caller ID is going to be the first thing, and that way it'll be very simple. If I don't recognize the phone number, I'm not answering. Because that stuff is really annoying, and I don't know, I may be adding caller ID back in sooner than I expected. It's not a very expensive feature, I don't think. It certainly will be less costly than the whole great big package that I used to have. Because when I had most of that stuff turned off, I had my phone bill brought down from $90-some to, I think, 60-some. And mind you that my internet service is also part of my phone bill, so don't let that throw you. So I don't know. I've been thinking more and more about it, and every time I get one of those phone calls, I start thinking, well, you know, it's time to bite the bullet, and even if you have to cut something else out of life, having caller ID might just well be worth it. Just so that I can know who I can and cannot just plain not even answer the phone for. All right. Well, I suppose that's enough ranting about phone calls I hate, be they surveys or political phone calls or charitable organizations asking for donations. And mind you, I support charity. I think charity is a great thing. There are a lot of very worthy charities, but frankly, I don't care who you are. I really am getting tired of unsolicited phone calls asking me for stuff or interrupting me when I'm doing something that I consider important or that I just plain don't want to leave. I think especially automated phone calls should be outlawed. I am so tired of getting automated telephone calls. It would be different if an actual person called, because then I could say, hey, please put me on your do not call list and leave it at that, and then everything would be fine. Okay, time to start looking for a place to park because I see the light changing. We're getting dark. A nice little cove here. So let's go ahead and this looks like a decent spot. Keep hearing footsteps and keep thinking, well, you know, once blown up, twice shy. Well, I wasn't blown up, but it was close enough. Oh, come on. Pick the right thing here. There. There we go. All right. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting Child's Play Charity. A very worthy cause if ever there was one. Somehow perhaps made more so by the fact that I've never received a unsolicited phone call from them. No, I don't mean that. They're a very worthy charity regardless. Although I do consider it to be a plus that I've never gotten an unsolicited phone call from them. Oh, wait a minute. I should make at least one vote. All right. This thing nailed down. All right. So that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here.